Is it just me, or is like Taco Bell kind of expensive now?
Oh, you want a hot take? Why the fuck is fast food so expensive now?
Hey, remember when they did this because we were all pissed off at them and they were like, oh, we're cool now. We're giving you what you want. It's cheap. We're not fucking cool.
This used to be $1, this large Diet Coke. Now it is $2.11.
2 burgers, 2 drinks, an appetizer, and a tip. And suddenly you're staring at an $80 receipt, wondering what happened. Well, today we're talking about outrageous restaurant prices. And we're looking at some TikToks of people who have reached their limit. So when did a casual meal start to cost an arm and a leg?
Is it just me, or is like Taco Bell kind of expensive now? Like, I feel like you used to be able to go and order a ton of food. It was always under 20 bucks. It was always like $17, no matter how much food you ordered. Now it's like kind of expensive.
It's expensive now. Everything is through the roof. Taco Bell? Please. It's getting crazy expensive now. All fast food is more expensive now. Like for 2 people, it's at least $25, $30. I would say even more than that. More like $30 to $40.
Why didn't y'all tell me Popeyes is $1,000? Me and my friend went to Popeyes the other day and we both got a 5-piece tender combo and we each got an extra side on top of that. Why did that shit come out to $51? $51? We screamed. We jumped. And the cashier started laughing. He was like, that's not even a lot. What are y'all spending on Popeyes? I had no idea Popeyes was that amount of bread. Because I don't really eat fast food like that. And when I eat fast food, it's not Popeyes. But lately, I've been craving fried chicken. So my friend wanted to treat me because I'm going away for a little bit. And I was like, let's go to Popeyes. But I did not know y'all was out here spending car payments on Popeyes on fried chicken. $51? $5,000. And for those of y'all who are ordering it off Uber Eats and DoorDash, like y'all are paying millions of dollars with the price of the Popeyes alone, and those apps be upcharging the food already and then charging y'all fees, extra fees on top of that food.
That's half $100. Oh my God. Fast food and delis are no longer the cheap option. I spent less at the sushi place. It's bonkers. Sushi, even here, is tremendously expensive. It is on par with American prices. Like you will get, 10 pieces, no, not 10, 8 pieces of sushi, right? Those maki rolls for like 15 bucks here in Albania. There is no cheap place to get sushi aside from, maybe in Asia, Southeast Asia. But sushi is so expensive. So for fast food to be more expensive than that?
Okay, what is going on? This used to be $1, this large Diet Coke. Now, for a little bit, it was $1.50. And I was like, okay, I'll pay 50 extra cents for my large Diet Coke. Now it is $2.11. What is really going on? Can someone tell me? Why are prices going through the roof, especially food? What is going on?
I don't understand it. So when I talk to my family who lives in Europe, they're like, yeah, it's totally normal to pay for a small 8 to 12 ounce can of Coke Zero for $250 to $350 in dollars, US dollars. And I'm like, y'all are getting scammed because it is cents on the dollar for in the US to get any sort of pop or soda, right? Because it doesn't cost the restaurant that much money, that much more. They make killer profits on soda, especially from the fountains. Now, in the bottles, okay, that's probably a little bit more, but from the actual soda fountains, it's pennies on the dollar. So we are getting scammed if it's over $2 for a large thing of Diet Coke.
I am shocked at how expensive fast food has gotten. When did it become $17.34? That's diabolical. That's might as well go out to a sit-down restaurant and eat. I can get a pound of crawfish for the same price. But damn, still fire though.
It's not fast food, but we went to IHOP the other day, 2 kids and 2 adults, and the bill was almost $90. We didn't have anything exciting and the kids had kids meals. As the guy was saying, are kids meals even that much of a discount anymore? I feel like they used to be half the price because kids are typically getting half the food of an adult meal. Parents, let me know what's going on.
I spend every day flabbergasted by the price of things. It is shocking to live in the world and purchase things. So I made a list of some everyday items and what they should cost. Number one, a sandwich should be between $9 and $12. It should never exceed $12. And I'm talking gourmet sandwiches that you buy from like a nice deli or a restaurant. Number two, a bottle of water should be no more than $2 regardless of where you buy it from. I'm looking at you, the airport. A side of fries at a restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant, not fast food, $4. Chocolate chip cookie, $3.50. And it should be big, like big enough to split. Any ice cream item, regardless of what you order, mix-ins, toppings, regardless, cannot exceed $5. Shakes, too. A workout class, $22. And lastly, but probably most importantly, a latte should be $5.50, no upcharges for iced, for alternative milks, for syrups, period.
Side of fries should be included. I know I had my small business video, I think it was in my small business video, and you guys clowned me on how, why should fries be free with your burger? I'm like, well, at least at fast food restaurants, right? They're typically a part of a combo menu. But at sit-down restaurants, Chili's, Applebee's, and, you know, higher end, that historically has been free or on the side, right? It's been included with your burger. You pay extra for a drink if you want a drink, not if you want fries, because typically it's fries come standard, or you can upgrade for $1 to $3 for onion rings, fruit, a salad, stuff like that. And these are generous prices. Yeah.
It's like $100 to go to Chick-fil-A to eat. The cost of everything nowadays is so absurd. It's crazy to try to go out to dinner as a family, let alone if they want to order like a soda at dinner. But take a great example. If we went to Chick-fil-A even as a family, I can't get out of Chick-fil-A now as a family of 7. What we've seen happen is they all raised their prices during COVID when food costs were up. But then as things kind of came back down, a lot of these restaurants never lowered their prices.
Now, I can't even imagine being a family of 4, right? I'm an only child, so I was a family of 3. But a family of 4, family of 7, holy moly. The reason why my parents would say either choose a dessert or a soda because they were caring about my health, not necessarily because they were caring about the price at the Chili's, at the Applebee's, okay? They did not care about that. But for 7 people to all get a drink, that probably totals, what, $2.50 for a regular sized drink for 7 people. What is that, like $15 just on drinks alone? That's horrible pricing. And then you have to factor in appetizers. Mind you, and I think we're gonna get into it in other TikToks here, but mind you, appetizers cost as much as entrees now. When did that happen?
I think honestly, the restaurant business is probably over anyway the next 4 or 5 years. Like, who can keep up with the demand and the cost of it? I don't even remember the last time I even went to a restaurant, to be honest. But one thing for sure.
2 things for certain. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. I'll fill in that blank here. I don't know why it cut off like that. But one thing for sure, it is so freaking expensive. We are going to dive into a lot of clips today where it is just tremendously expensive for no reason. Like, you can say all you want how expensive food prices are, and I did recently put out a video, I don't know where the card will be, on how grocery prices are out of control. Restaurants typically get better deals than retail consumers do. I don't know if that's the case now anymore. Maybe it is about the same price of going out to eat now than and going to the grocery store to make the exact same meal. Who knows? Maybe the people of TikTok are shopping wrong, which could be the case. And second thing for certain is when do we have the time to go out and do these things, right? I feel like we're working so much as, at least in the United States, right? Where is the time? Like, do people go out for happy hours with their coworkers anymore? Is that a thing? Do you guys do that? I know in my downtown area, albeit it's in the Midwest, not Chicago, which Chicago was always bumping whenever I would go on vacation. It was dead in the downtown areas. Now, of course, if you're in the major cities like LA, New York, Chicago, as I just said, it's probably more happening and more people are going out for happy hours or those corporate dinners, corporate lunches. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. They're pricing themselves out. I kind of hope they do. Because they need to change. I did a whole video on restaurant price, on grocery prices, and Doritos kind of priced themselves out. And I am someone who is addicted to Doritos, the spicy chili flavor. Thank God they have them in Albania because that's all I was eating, right? With my little sandwiches and birek and stuff like that. Okay, I love those chips, but I'm not going to pay, and I've seen it quoted at like $6 for a standard size bag. Are you serious? So then they lowered their prices, which some of these places really need to do that. Food trucks aren't any different. What do you mean $22 for a baked potato? Right, and their overhead isn't that expensive, at least with restaurants, brick and mortar, right? Restaurants where you're sitting down, they have a whole experience for you. Bro, I'm not getting an experience at a food truck. I'm going up, waiting in line. It's typically hot, which is when food trucks are out, is in the summertime. I'm standing in line. I'm not having really a good time. I'm trying to figure out what I want. I've never had it, so I have to trust you. There's no sort of Google review for your food truck. And then I'm paying $22 for a baked potato.
Hey, remember when they did this? Because we were all pissed off at them and they were like, oh, we're cool now. We're giving you what you want. It's cheap. We're not fucking cool. We're not fucking cool. Look at this. Last Sunday, I was like, I'm going to get myself a delicious steak, egg, and cheese bagel sandwich because they're delicious. And it's a nice little non-sweet sweet treat for myself on a Sunday. And guess how much this was? It was going to be $8 in the app, $12.19 for the meal. Fine. It is what it is. It is the best thing on the menu. And if you haven't had it, you're wrong. You need to get it. But that's not the problem. I need you to remember the price. $7.99, $12.19. $7.99, $12.19. The app wasn't working, so I had to go pick it up. I had to go through the drive-thru again. $7.99, $12.19. This is the menu board. It's not that price. It's not that price at all. It's actually cheaper. It's cheaper. It's your own app. It's not DoorDash. It's not Grubhub. It's your own app. Why are you charging me more? Why are you charging me more to order in the app? It was not a delivery.
I only use the apps for the deals. Yep. Unfortunately, they got me. McDonald's got me, okay? I do use the app for the deals, okay? I understand that's kind of silly, but it is typically $3 to $4 cheaper. I know, you can roast me in the comments, it's fine. They always charge more on apps. Also, $8 for a breakfast sandwich is insane. Those used to be like $2 to $3. Exactly. If they're meaning they charge more on apps, typically that should be on third-party apps, not on the actual brand's app, is what I think they mean here.
I predict that tons of fast food and restaurant places are going to go out of business before they figure it out. What am I talking about? The fact that it's so damn much money to go out to eat right now that people just aren't doing it anymore. And if they do it, they're going to places that have actually gotten it. What do I mean by gotten it? Okay, so I can go to In-N-Out for half the price of every other fast food place, and the food is better. I can go to Chili's, BJ's, or Red Lobster and get a meal for lunch for under $20 or happy hour $5 margaritas. Well, you can't go to McDonald's or Chipotle for under $20 now. Yeah, if you hit the dollar menu, you use the app and you do the little tricks and stuff. Me and my son went to Chipotle the other day. The video's everywhere. It was $52.64 for the two of us to get 2 bowls and 2 drinks. Like, these people have lost their minds. A lot of these fast food places and a lot of these sit-down places. Like Denny's, me and my son went to Denny's to have breakfast. It's a Denny's. It was over $62 for the 2 of us to have coffee and our breakfast. And I was like, what the hell did we eat? Yeah, we left a 20% tip, but I was like...
The problem isn't the money, it's the crappy food quality. The food quality is pretty crappy. You know you have it bad when people are saying you allegedly serve human meat. What? Meanwhile, Costco's hot dog and soda combo is still $1.50. You know, I never had a Costco membership, always wanted to get one, but I don't cook enough for that. Let me know, are the hot dogs good at Costco? Capitalism breeds innovation. Dunkin used to be the spot for cheap coffee and a fresh donut after being bought by private equity. They focused on high-priced luxury energy drinks and apps. The donuts are no longer made in store. They're not. I thought they were still. They are trucked in from factories. I want to know, do you guys think that's true? Is that actually true? They're trucked into factories? I'll see if I can find more information on that. You're pushed to use an app so that they can track your data. That sounds like a lot of fast food restaurant apps nowadays, most notably McDonald's. I know I am guilty of using the McDonald's app, especially being in Europe when I'm craving an American style burger, and it's just so much cheaper to get the deals on the app. I know, absolutely ridiculous. Whatever, everyone has data on me at this point. I've been around the block here. Data companies have my data. It is what it is, I guess. All while paying more for $8 coffee that tastes like it came from a vending machine. Now, I haven't been to a Dunkin' Donuts in probably 8-10 years. Last time I was there, I was in Florida. I think either Florida or New York, somewhere on the East Coast. And I liked Dunkin' Donuts. It was fine. I know private equity has really just killed businesses that I used to love. Like I used to love Panera so much. And people would say it tasted like hospital food, but now it kind of really does, and I truly miss what happened. Meanwhile, all the innovation is just different forms of reinventing the wheel or technifying something to the point of inefficiency. Like so many features on cars have become less efficient and more expensive. Yeah, less efficient, more expensive. Why? And I did a video on this too. I did a video on so many different topics, and that's why it's so annoying to see the enshittification of everything, especially in this country. And I do believe it is a global phenomenon. It's really not just in the United States, but car manufacturers, I know we're talking about food here, but why do people need to pay a subscription just to have, a heated steering wheel, heated seats that are in their car? What is up with that? We're getting scammed left, right, and center.
Oh, you want a hot take? Why the fuck is fast food so expensive now? I was a fully grown adult when I could go to Taco Bell and get 2 tacos, a chips and cheese, and a water for $1.69. It was 59 cents a taco and 59 cents for the chips and cheese. This wasn't even that long ago. Now, I can't get out of Taco Bell without spending like $17 myself. What the fuck is that?
I mean, is Squeezy wrong? Squeezy, right? Is Squeezy wrong? I wanted to put that in there because he's so funny. He kills me. But is there a dollar menu anywhere? I remember at least McDonald's. Now, McDonald's has always been my fast food of choice because it's ubiquitous. It's literally everywhere, except for Albania for whatever reason. They do have a Burger King and KFC, but not a McDonald's, which, you know what, good for them, right? But it's ubiquitous in the US. You can throw a stone and find a McDonald's. Culver's, if I'm gonna just get into my favorite fast food, Culver's is where it's at. If you know, you know. But where can you find these good deals? Wendy's had a 4 for $4, right? You would be able to get, I want to say, fries, nuggets, burger, and then a drink for $4. This was like 10 years ago, $4 for all of that. And it was pretty filling. It was really good. McDonald's had like the pick two for $5. I think there were different options, but I always got the one that came out to $5. They would have stuff on the receipt where you, if you fill out a survey, then you buy one, get one free, something like that. Where are the deals? The deals are on their apps, actually, as I was talking about earlier, right? The deals are on their apps because they want your data. So you give them your data for not even for free, for a discount. You pay to give them your data, essentially. It's not even free. $7 for a 10-piece nugget is ridiculous. I agree. McChickens used to be like $1.08 after tax back in 2019. Those were the days, my friend, and they did in fact end.
Why does it feel like every restaurant is both more expensive and shittier? Like those two things are happening at the same time in the same direction simultaneously. The kids' meals cost as much as the grown-up meals used to cost, and I can't even settle for shitty fast food because Subway used to be the cheap, healthy option on every corner for $5, but it got bought by an investment group, and they switched to pre-sliced meat to cut costs, and now it's $15.
Did they cut the meat for you like they do at Jersey Mike's at Subway? I do not remember that. I thought it was always pre-sliced meat. Also, do you guys remember the $5 footlongs? What? We used to be a real country. Like, the one thing I would always pride myself, and I still do, about being an American is I've been to a lot of countries. Maybe my taste buds are fried, but I still do. Besides maybe Thailand, we have some of the best food, right? Because we have such a diverse selection of food. Going to South Korea, Japan, there are a good variety of foods. Thailand, I just love Thai food. I think that's my number one spot, number one type of food. Besides American food, I love me a good burger. And I swear if I hear someone say, burgers are from Hamburg, Germany. That is where the creation of the burger was. I do not have time for that, okay? You can think whatever you would like, but when you think of cheeseburgers, do you think of the Germans or do you think of the Americans, okay? Just saying. No hate, Hamburg has its place, but it is not known for the hamburger of today, okay?
So now I'm dropping the same amount of money as a sit-down restaurant and leaving hungry and sad for what used to be $20.
You're leaving hungry and sad, and you still have to tip on top of that if you're eating in the restaurant. So, mind you, hungry, sad, and we're tipping still. Again, I made a whole video on tipping culture and why it just sucks so much in the US. Like, I understand, of course, it is, I'm not going to complain about going into the restaurant and being served. If someone is is bringing me food, I'm tipping them not 100%, but I'm 100% going to tip them 15% or even 20% if they are phenomenal. But if I'm just picking up my order, I'm sorry, you're not getting a tip, right?
Have these fast food restaurants lost their damn minds? We're out running errands, door dashing, doing some things today. We pull into Burger King and I get a junior Whopper. My husband gets a Whopper. Why is just a Whopper, not the meal, just a Whopper, $9? I can go to a damn restaurant and get a better quality hamburger with french fries for probably $9.99. Why the hell is anybody eating at fast food restaurants right now?
Can you actually get it for $9 or $10, actual hamburger and fries? Now, normally, I guess fries do come, when you go to a sit-down restaurant, they do typically come with your meal, as well as come with condiments, especially mostly ketchup, right? Or mustard. But again, yeah, why is the single Whopper $9? I'm gonna see if I can put in what the prices are here in Albania. I think they do kind of rival that pricing. So I haven't been there, so I don't know. But I would like to see if there's much of a difference from country to country.
I mean, we don't eat out at fast food restaurants very often, so I had no idea that a Whopper was $9 by itself. By itself! Never again. We will not be coming back to Burger King. $9.
And it's probably because they want you to get the meal, right? So that it comes with the fries and the drink. Not just the standalone burger, so that you inevitably pay more money. You're right, both Red Robin and Applebee's have a whole meal for $9.99. I will give them that, right? Chili's has really been knocking it out of the park with their meal deals. I'll see if I can put them on the screen here. I'm not saying to go out and eat, you know, the grossest fast food you can, but they do have some good deals. Or like Olive Garden, when you can get their cheaper pastas in the takeaway. That is so good.
Turns out I've been spending $10,000 a year on eating out. Spending $27.80 a day means you're burning through $10,000 a year. And the craziest part is I don't even notice the money leaving my bank account. So today I made a promise.
Okay, so she must be making bank if she's able to spend $10K on food every year. Mind you, that is $833 a month. So when I had my corporate job, I think I was spending on to-go orders probably between, and this is very embarrassing, but it looks better than how much she's paying. I was spending between $400 to $500 because I wasn't cooking. I was straight up depressed though. I was really depressed. I know, no excuses, like save money. I was making a really good corporate salary, so that's why I didn't care. But $833, that's how much I probably paid in total for food, including groceries. Because yes, I would get optimistic. I'm like, I'm gonna cook my food. I wasn't cooking my food that often. I was mostly just getting snacks. Because food was the only thing that brought me joy. But now I spend way less. I think I spend in total $300, not even $200 to $300 a month traveling around here, and not because it's just cheaper. But again, not everyone can up and move and go to a country that's cheaper for them.
Promise to myself, instead of spending that money, I'm putting it aside and investing it. So that's $10,000 into stocks and ETFs. And if the market does what it usually does, it'll grow 7 to 10% yearly. So that 10K won't sit at 10K. In 5 years.
And you know what? That's a smart idea. If you really want to spend money on food, think, you know what? I can turn that 10K into $10,700 and I can buy more fast food in the future. Just kidding. Don't do that. Save for your retirement, please. That's very important. A lot of people are not saving for their retirement nowadays. I made a video on that too. I understand we don't feel like we have a future, but it is really imperative that you do save money. It's good to eat as well because that keeps you alive to see retirement, but don't be willy-nilly blowing $833 a month on fast food, please.
Please tell me why I just went through McDonald's to get a Diet Coke. And I was on the phone with my husband while I was ordering, and he's like, wait, you're at McDonald's? Get a filet of fish sandwich. He's like, get me two. It's Friday and Lent at McDonald's. We're like, great, I'll just eat that for lunch and then we'll make something else for dinner. So
whatever. I order 3 filet of fishes in a separate order because she wouldn't let me add it on to my Diet Coke order. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. It pissed me off. Pull around, order 3 filet of fishes, not the meal, just the sandwich. She clarified. She said, the sandwich or the meal? And I said, just the sandwich. And she said, 3 of them? I said, yes. Tell me why it was $17 for 3 filet of fishes on Friday during Lent at McDonald's. I'm not crazy. I sat there and blinked my eyes, and then I just pulled away because I was so angry, which probably was rude, but like $17 for 3 filet of fishes at McDonald's?
Okay. Girl, don't pull away. So now I think they have to throw that food out. Hopefully they just, took the L and ate it in the back. Is it fishes? Is that the plural of fish? I thought the plural of fish was fish. The English language, even though that's like the only language I speak, blows my mind. Like how luggage, the plural of luggage is luggage. So $17, right, for the 3 filet o fish, for the $17 for the 3 filet o fishes, that's roughly $5.66. Okay, $5 is 1 filet o fish worth $5.66. Let me know. You might love them. My father loves the filet o fish. Okay, he loves it. Give me back that filet o fish. Give me that fish. Give me back that filet o fish. Give me that fish. Does anyone remember that commercial? Where are the good commercials? The only commercial that comes to mind for restaurants now is the Burger King one where they're like, Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr. And it makes me just shut my TV off every time I hear it because it's so annoying. But it works, right? It works. So that's the whole point why they did it. Not sponsored, obviously. Look at my view count. Look at my sub count. Whopper, Whopper, Whopper Jr. Don't even get me started on the hash brown prices. They used to be 2 for $4 during Lent. Really? 2 for $4? When was this? $5 per sandwich plus tax seems pretty standard. I mean, yeah, in today's inflated economy, but it doesn't make it right.
Remember the Subway $5 footlong? Well, that's a thing of the past. This turkey sub cost me over $11. The bad news about inflation is that prices probably aren't going down. The good news is that the increases are slowing.
A lot of restaurants are concerned that they went too high too fast. And to some degree, you've got to wait until consumers' incomes and all of that catch up with them.
The Consumer Price Index measures inflation, or the average increase in prices over time. Fast food falls into the limited service meals category. Think anything that's typically ordered at a counter and taken to go. From 2019 to 2023, prices in this category are up nearly 28%. That's more than full service meals. Think sit-down restaurants with servers, which increased nearly 24%. And it's also more than overall inflation, which increased 19%.
I think if you look at the main drivers of increased prices at the drive-thru at your favorite fast food restaurant, the primary driver is going to be increased labor costs.
And companies are passing these costs on to the customer, especially as states like California have raised the minimum wage for workers.
Our politicians left, right, and center need to address this. I agree, because this is not making America great in the slightest. When I think of American greatness, I think of our food culture in general. It's really good, right? I feel so free, right? When I get my free soda pop refill, okay? The day the soda pop refill is gone, we aren't doing that anymore in the great United States, that is the day America died, okay? That's when we lost our freedom. Okay.
You're spending $15 at least if you want to get a proper full meal, and that's just not sustainable.
Gen Z are eating out less because even fast food is getting too expensive.
It's really the price that has stopped me.
That spells trouble for big chains like Chipotle, which is having a harder time getting Gen Z through the door. The brand hasn't sold as much as it was expecting to this year.
What we've noticed is a category slowdown for the 25 to 34-year-olds that are under the most financial pressure.
And Chipotle isn't the only chain noticing a pullback. McDonald's recently said it isn't expecting as many sales from low-income diners next year.
CEO costs are too high, not labor costs. Exactly. I'll see if I can try to find, maybe in let's see if I can find the CEO salaries of all of the fast food restaurants, and then we can have that as like a nice little conversation starter in the comments. And you can tell me how much you make if you have ever worked in fast food. I worked at a Panera, and the most I ever made, I started out at $8.25, and then I went up to, wait for it, $11, which was really good at the time, 10 years ago. But now, and as a college student, I don't need to make a living, right? So what do you think? Are you flabbergasted by the prices of fast food restaurants in general? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like the video video if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, and I'll see you in the next one. I think you'll like these videos on tipping entitlement and small businesses next.